Now, the last couple of weeks have been the most turbulent period for the economy and the financial markets in living memory. And while banks have failed and shares have plummeted, the effects are working their way down to all of us. We found three neighbours from one street in Essex, a builder, a banker and an estate agent. They all did well in the good times, but what are things like for them now? James Westhead went to hear their stories.
Meet Barry the builder and his neighbour Colin the banker. And next door to him, Ian the estate agent. All three live right next to each other in the comfortably wealthy Essex commuter town of Leigh-on-Sea. But like a growing number of people, all three have tales from the credit crunch of how their lives, jobs and families are being affected. Barry the builder actually built the houses himself and moved in 8 years ago. But now he says building work has dried up almost completely.
There you go, mate. Cheers.
He's got enough to keep going for a few more months, but has had to cut the number of workers he employs from 10 to 3. And to keep costs down, Barry is doing much more of the work himself.
I've had to be more hands-on. It's encroaching my family life in as much as that I have to do the paperwork, make sure the guys' wages are done at the weekend, and obviously I'm not employing as many people.
Of all the neighbours, Ian the estate agent could be the worst affected.
Most of these properties will have dropped in price.
He's built up a successful company from nothing on the back of the property boom, with 7 offices across Essex. But now the market's collapsed, he's had to lay off half his 50 staff. And while he's hopeful of an upturn, if there isn't one, his business may not survive.
It's the worst feeling ever, knowing that everything we've done for the last 13 years could be wiped out through no fault of our own.
Ironically, Colin the banker may do best out of the crisis. For 30 years he commuted to the city and a job in corporate banking. Now he just reads about it.
A bit gloomy out there, isn't it?
It's horrible, isn't it?
Okay. When his whole department was closed down in the crisis, he took redundancy. It's given him more time with the family, but also a good payoff, which he's now investing in a new business with his wife.
A mixture of excitement and trepidation. I mean, it's a very difficult time to be contemplating a complete change of career, but at the same time, it's quite exciting.
But for most on this street, there's now a cold wind blowing. 2 are trying to sell up if they can. All the old certainties gone for good. James Westhead, BBC News in Essex.
The Indian